Good morning, students. Students, in earlier video, we have studied about the melting point, boiling point, right? Now, in this video, this is the sixth video of this chapter, right? And topic is about the latent heat of fusion, vaporization, sublimation, right? Sublimation, evaporation. So these topics we have to discuss today. Right, students? Chapter 1. Now let's start with the latent heat of fusion. Right, students? Latent heat of fusion. As I told you that in fusion process, what do you mean by the fusion process? Fusion, I told you that the process in which solid state of matter is changing into liquid state, right? Solid state of matter is changing into liquid state. This is the process of the fusion, right? So in latent heat of fusion, when we continuously supplied heat, then what happens? The hidden energy is present. The hidden energy is present. So in latent heat of fusion, just look at here, the amount of heat energy required to change latent heat of fusion, latent heat of fusion, the amount of heat energy required to change one unit mass of a solid into liquid, at atmospheric pressure. At its melting point. Right, friends? So the amount of heat energy required to change 1 unit mass of a solid, that means solid is changing into liquid at the definite atmospheric pressure at its melting point. So this is about the latent heat of fusion, and the SI unit of latent heat of fusion is equals to joules per kilogram, or you will say joules per kilogram. Okay, students, so this is about the latent heat of fusion. Now, students, we will study about the latent heat of vaporization as it is written here. Let us start further. Latent heat of vaporization. In latent heat of vaporization, students, like melting, the temperature does not change. Okay, students, the temperature does not change during boiling point. Okay, so the liquid is continuously heated. If temperature is not changes, then liquid is continuously heated. It means that the temperature remains constant till the whole liquid is converted into the gas. Right, students? Till the whole liquid is converted into the gas. So this is why it is, because when the liquid is heated, the heat supplied increases the kinetic energy. Okay, the heat supplied is increases the kinetic energy of the molecules, but once the liquid starts boiling, then it will be continuously heated and changes into the gas. So latent heat of vaporization, students, the amount of heat energy, the amount of heat required, the amount of heat required to convert 1 unit mass of a substance into vapor, right, into gas at its boiling point. At its boiling point and without a change of temperature. Without a change of temperature. Right, students, this is about the latent heat of vaporization. In latent heat of vaporization, the heat supplied is used up to overcome the intermolecular force of attraction between the molecules, right? Liquid and the liquid changing into the gas. But the kinetic energy is constant. Temperature kinetic energy increases, right? Remains constant, but temperature is also constant, and thus the heat absorbed is changing in changing into the gas, right, students? So this is about the latent heat of vaporization. Everyone understood? Now yes, SI unit of vaporization, same, joules per kilogram, right, students? Now we will discuss about the change of solid into gas, right? Change of solid into gas. Change of solid into gas. Okay, this is the process of sublimation, students, right? Sublimation. Okay, now in sublimation process, students, one diagram is given in your book. This diagram you have to draw it, right, students? So I am going to tell you about the diagram and I will make there. Okay, so first I am going to tell you about the in which page number the diagram is. So these diagrams you have to draw it, page number 8 and figure 1.7, right? In NCERT, just look at page number 8 and figure 1.7, sublimation of ammonium chloride. Okay, students, the one activity is given in your book. That activity, what the activity is? Activity is, students, take a camphor or ammonium chloride, right? Take a camphor or ammonium chloride. Now take a china dish, just keep it the ammonium chloride or camphor and crush it well. Okay, now next step is about the inverted funnel, right? Take a funnel and just invert it and kept on the china dish, and after that you have to just apply the heat. Spirit lamp with a through the spirit lamp, just you provide the heat to the china dish. Okay, now after some time, what do you observe, students? That the camphor is converted into the gas, right? So a change of state in which solid is converted into gas without changing into liquid, this process is known as sublimation. Okay, the diagram is given in your book, page number 8, figure 1.7. This diagram you have to draw it and I will make here. Okay, just look at here. This is the china dish, right? And this is the funnel. Okay, inverted funnel. Here the cotton plug, you have to just cover it at the top, and then provide the heat here. Okay students, so I'm writing here, this is china dish, this is the bowl, china dish, this is funnel, this is cotton plug, and this is ammonium chloride, or camphor, anyone you can take, right? Ammonium chloride formula is ammonium chloride, formula is NH4Cl, right student? This formula you have to learn it, okay? And ammonia is NH3, right? And ammonium is NH4, right students? Now this is the burner by which we can supply heat, burner, right? So look at the process of the ammonia, this solid changes into gas, okay? Sublimation means transition. Sublimation is transition of a substance from solid to gases, that is in vapor state, right? Solid to gaseous state without changing in, without passing, I will write here, without passing through the liquid state. So this process is known as the sublimation, okay? And desublimation means the reverse process of the sublimation, okay? So I will look at this. Vapor, solid changes into vapor, and if a vapor changes into solid, then it will be a desublimation, or after cooling, right? After cooling, deposition, right? Or this is the by heating, then sublimation process, okay students? Sublimation, okay? So this is about the sublimation. Examples I have given you, that example of sublimation: ammonium chloride, camphor, right? Ammonium chloride, camphor, naphthalene balls, acetone, okay? So these are the examples of the sublimation process. Another example is about the dry ice also, okay? Dry ice. Students, dry ice is solid carbon dioxide, okay? Solid carbon dioxide is the dry ice. So dry ice, students, solid carbon dioxide is called dry ice. Question will ask students that why solid carbon dioxide is dry ice, right? So I am going to discuss, explain you, because it appears like ice, okay? Why solid carbon dioxide is called dry ice. Okay, this I am going to explain you. Because it appears like ice and directly passes into gases like sublimation process, students. Okay, dry ice is used in the refrigerant for the perishable of foods, ठीक है ना, so that the food cannot spoiled. So it is used in the refrigerant, and the process of sublimation is used in dry ice. So because it appears like ice and directly passes into gaseous state without changing into liquid. Right, students? So this is about the dry ice. You have to just learn it up, and how it is stored. It is given in page number 8, students. Dry ice, page number 8, and figure 1.8. By applying pressure and reducing temperature, then the liquids can be solidified. Question is there, how can we solidify as liquid? So you can write that by applying by increasing pressure and by applying pressure, right, and reducing temperature, applying pressure and reducing temperature, then we can solidify as liquids, right? So how can we store? Question is about dry ice. How can we store? So we can store it by it can stored under high pressure. Solid carbon dioxide converts directly to gases on decreasing pressure. You have to just decrease it. This is the reason that it is known as a solid carbon dioxide, right? So this is about the dry ice. Now we will study about the evaporation in the next video. Okay, so students, today you can just learn it. You have to learn about the latent heat of fusion, latent heat of vaporization, and the sublimation process, students. Okay, so this much you have to learn it, right, students? Okay, students, thank you so much to all of you.